I did a teaching the other day about spirits. Someone said, I thought this person got delivered. I don't understand. You guys come up over a little bit. Sometimes the Bible talks about that when a spirit has gone out, he seeketh rest and findeth none. It says he goes through dry places, and then he says he'll come back to his house, and he finds the house swept and clean. And he says, because he's already been defeated once, he has to go get 7 more stronger ones, more wicked than himself, and bring them back. So that way he'll try to keep you bound because he was already defeated. He can't do it. He needs other friends. But the problem is that the house is swept clean. You have to leave and go home and do something different.
Yes.
You have to leave and go home and make yourself, set your alarm and get up in the morning.
Yes.
Don't just get deliverance today and you don't get up and pray in the morning. Don't get a devotional. Get in prayer. Get it. When you're listening in the day, turn the TV off. Just start listening to things that renew your mind.
Amen.
Make sure that you spend time with God. Make sure you're in the presence of God. Make sure you're studying to show yourself approved.
Yes.
You don't want them to come back and the house is just swept clean and they're like, oh, it's waiting for me to come in. No, fill the house. Fill the house.
Yes.
Fill the house.
Yes.
And then I was answering all these questions because I get a lot of these questions. And in the end of the year, we'll do a deliverance conference. But literally, I was telling people that, like, there was this pastor that I was reading. He went to this, like a strip club or something or somehow, and he was getting delivered. And they said, how did you get in here? You're a Christian. How did you get in here? He said, when he came into my domain, I was at the strip club. When he walked in, I was there, and I left with him because he gave me a legal right. He gave me the right by coming into my domain. Some of you, your behavior, masturbation will open that door. You can get free and you go back and you do something and you open the door back up to the enemy. So when whom the Son sets free, he is free indeed. But you have to stay away. Remember, Jesus said that he healed the man. And when he healed the man, he said, go and sin no more, or something worse will come upon you. Something worse will happen to you. So some things are sin brings it in. And there's other places bring it in. Behaviors that you might do bring it in. You went and had a moment, you went and did some marijuana, you went and did something and it opened the door. You went and had sex with someone and something opened the door. You don't know. So those things, you want to close those doors as quickly as possible. You want to break the chains and you want to go back. You want to run from those things. Flee from them. So this is not the day to teach on those things, but I want you guys to know. And then sometimes there's things that are it's like an onion. There's process. God may do it all at once. And then some things it was just layers. There's a couple of my daughters I know over time, they weren't able to even remember anything. We started doing deliverance. Their memory started coming back. Things started coming back. Things started getting restored. And then we began to walk through the process, and they are completely free and in their right mind now. But they weren't in that. It was not like that. So I want you to fill the house. Amen?
Amen.
I just wanted to take a moment because people don't understand that process. Don't go home and do the same thing. Go home and do something completely different. Go home and desire and be passionate about your God. Amen. Go home and begin to spend time with him. Go home and delight in him. And maybe you have to get some things out of your house. And maybe you have to move out the house that you live in. And maybe you can't be around who used to be around. And maybe you have to cut off some old ties and friends because they have things that are attached to them. You want to break all those things off in Jesus' name.